Hello guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Eryana Hanifah. Before Today I'm going to share with you some information related to the cheerful granny story. Let me tell you a story one. That is a soap made with the 26 letters with the right amount of consonant and vowels as per taste. And of course requirement, so we begin the same way we always do. Once upon a time, amongst other old women, there was one who was very cheerful, and although she had very little to make her happy, she knew that life is a journey that one makes either with a smile or a frown on their face. She chose the former. The happy old woman earned a living by running errands for her neighbors. In return, she'd get a meal or a bowl of soup or sometimes a penny or two. Life was good, and the old woman never saw or found a reason to complain. But you might ask, what is so interesting about her life or the story, right? Well, here's where it gets interesting, very interesting. The winter is coming, and old woman need to gather wood to keep herself warm. That day, the old woman set out into the woods with a bunch in her step and a sweet tune in her mouth. Suddenly, she came upon a ditch, and inside it she saw a big brown pot lying. She shout, "Who left this pot on the ditch?" The old woman is waiting for the owner of this pot to pick up to the pot that was left behind. The old woman looked about around her, expecting the owner to show up, but no one did. She was sure this was a discard pot. She said, "Well, one man's trash in another one's treasure." Then he decided to take it home. The old woman imagined that this pot would be used as a pot and placed in front of the window. She was even more surprised when she opened the pot. It contained a lot of gold pieces. She felt lucky and felt very rich. The old woman tried to lift the pot, but it was too heavy for her. After much thinking, she saw no better way than to drag it behind her like a go-kart. The neighbors will never know. I will drop them each a piece of gold secretly, so that they are happy too, the old woman said. She also imagines buying a big house and then just sit by the fireplace with a cup of tea and do no work at all like a queen. She have always wanted a chair for herself. By this time, she was a bit tired of dragging such a heavy weight and stopped to rest for a while, turned to look at her treasure. She saw it wasn't a pot of gold at all. It was nothing but a lump of silver. The old woman felt silly. How silly of me! All this while I was thinking that it was a pot of gold. I must have been dreaming, she said. But the old woman didn't care. She considered a lump of silver as luck too. She thinks silver is not too complicated and doesn't attract attention. She doesn't want the grand house anymore. At least she can still sit on a chair by the fireplace and have her tea. So she went off again planning what she would do and feeling as rich as before until becoming a bit tired again. She stopped to rest and gave a look round to see if her treasure was safe, and she saw nothing but a great lump of iron. She felt silly. She thought it was a lump of silver, but the old woman still thinks it's luck. She can sell the iron and get money. There's nothing to hide. She can still build a small fireplace and buy a chair. And so off she went again dreaming about what she would do with her money until becoming a bit tired again. She looked at the pot again. This time it was not a lump of iron but a big stone. She thought it was good. Pots of gold, silver, and a lot of money would give her a headache, but the stone was perfect. It could block the courtyard door. What a luck! And so all in a hurry to see how the stone would keep the gate open, she trotted off down the hill until she came to her own cottage. And as she turned to unfasten her saw from the stone, she saw to her surprise that the stone had become bigger. And again the old woman doesn't bother and will make it a place to sit and have a tea. And before she could bend down to touch it, the stone turned into a big lump of cotton. And then from it came out four white legs and two ears and a face that looked like that of a beast, with canine teeth protruding over the lips. His eyes were red and his brow arched. It was the cotton beast. The scary animal didn't scare the old woman, even though she thought it was a cute animal. It turned out that she really wanted to have a pet. The cotton beast was astonished. She tried to lure it with a pot of gold, then silver, then iron, then he changed it into a stone. But the old woman were just happy each time. Then, when the cotton beast saw his dreaded, she still calls him adorable. The cotton monster turned into a butterfly and flew away. The old woman looked at it and then simply shrugging her shoulders went back inside her house. And when she entered her house, to her surprise, she saw the lamp of stone lying on her floor. And then, as she watched in wonder, the stone turned into a beautiful wooden chair. My, this is just perfect. She rushed to make tea. Then she found a lump of iron on her kitchen table. Oh, how happy the old woman was in her happiness. She turned around and to her surprise saw the pot of gold. The old woman was as ecstatic as she always was, and as you can tell, she didn't become greedy. She shared her treasure with her neighbors secretly, and all were happy, especially the old woman who taught us that it's not about being content. It's about learning how to turn disappointments into opportunities, to see things from another perspective, and you will never ever be sad. That's the end of the cheerful granny story. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you and bye bye.